where there's been a rebirth of football this year. The Terriers are looking to extend their unbeaten season to a school record 7-0 today. Junior quarterback Robert Doherty has been the leader of BU's potent offense all season long. The University takes on Boston University right here on Sports Channel. The New England College Football Game of the Week on Sports Channel is brought to you by AC Delco Automotive Parts. AC Delco, it's like buying time. By Speedy, your oil change and tune-up specialist. By GMAC Financial Services, the Expressway Home. And by your Key Buick dealers. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Nickerson Field here in Boston, Massachusetts, where this afternoon the Rams of Rhode Island are going to take on Boston University. It's a little windy, it's a little cool, but it's a pretty nice day to play some college football. I'm Mike Gorman, along with former Patriot great Steve Nelson. And, of course, they're talking about best ever around BU here when they talk about this football team, led by a first-year quarterback who has really captured the imagination of the fans.
Oh, he has, Mike, and it's a worst-to-first scenario, and Robert Doherty is certainly the guy, the triggerman of this great offense, and it's a great start for BU. He's an exciting ball player, a player that makes everyone around him a better player, and that's really the one key to a great player.
And Doherty, really, with the footwork, has brought back memories of Flutie, at least, here along Commonwealth Avenue. And Jack Bicknell, who I worked with about a month ago, said he thought those comparisons were valid. He's got a running back who's pretty good, too, in Zach Burwell.
Zach is a smallish 5'9", a strong running back, great feet, great explosiveness, running for almost 100 yards a game now. And as you see, he's got tremendous balance. And it's certainly a key to today's game.
And combine him with a nice core of wide receivers, and BU has a very potent offense. Dan Allen's club, as we said, looking for 7 in a row to start the season. They've won 8 straight over 2 years, and we talked to the coach about the way this team's playing.
Well, I mean, it is surprising in a lot of ways, but I think as a coach and as a team, you always strive to be the best you can and go undefeated. It's awful hard to do in football nowadays, no matter what level you're on. So it was one of our goals, and at this point in time in the season, it's a nice thing to have. I felt we had something special during preseason, and I felt we had a good football team. It was just a matter of getting off on the right foot with the main game as we did, and just keep it going. And our kids have done a great job this year, I think. And I guess I am a little bit surprised, but at the same time, I knew we had the potential to do it.
Meanwhile, down at the University of Rhode Island, Floyd Keith is looking to rebuild that football program. He, too, Steve, is trying to do it with a first-year quarterback whose numbers, actually, when you put Chris Hickson's against Robert Doherty's, they look pretty good.
They do, Mike. Chris is a big, strong quarterback, and we had the opportunity to see him earlier in the year. He's a little banged up now, and his health is important for Rhode Island in today's game.
He will be playing with a flak jacket on as he has some injured ribs, but he can indeed throw the football. And when you and I saw URI a few weeks ago, it was Cy Butler carrying the ball, 30-plus times. Right. Well, that record doesn't even stand anymore because Francis Jourdain has moved in to the running back spot, and look what he did last week.
Big numbers, Mike, and Jourdain is the horse that they're going to run with today. And as we saw earlier with Butler, the coach needs to pick one back out and really use him, and Jourdain's a man today for URI.
We'll see whether or not he can run against this BU defense. Earlier, Floyd Keith told us he knows that he has his hands full with Boston University.
Well, no, not actually. I mean, we're just making them aware, and I don't think it takes a whole lot to make them aware that they're a real quality offense. They've got an outstanding quarterback, and hopefully we can keep this young man contained so we can utilize the fact that he's 5'9", and we can change his trajectory. So that's about the only thing that I think you can do against him. He's done an outstanding job operating their offense, and their coaches should be commended on what they've done with him and how they blended in their attack.
All right, so it's homecoming here at Nickerson Field. Boston University looking to maybe be the best ever team here at BU. We'll see how they do this afternoon against the Rams.
You can start losing up to 10, 20, 50, even 100 pounds with the powerful new doctor-approved Magic Trim Diet Pill program for only $9.95. This doctor-approved diet pill program works like magic. It's so powerful, you can burn more body fat relaxing all day than bicycling 25 miles or sweating through 5 hours of aerobics. Pennsylvania's Frank Tepper rapidly lost an incredible 43 pounds.
It came off quickly. I couldn't believe it.
Colorado's Sandra Jones lost 32 pounds, easily dropping from a size 13 to a size 7. Deborah Vincelette from Massachusetts lost 52 pounds, burning away an amazing 10 inches from her waist. Teresa Wells from Texas quickly lost 38 pounds with her doctor-approved Magic Trim Diet Pill program. And Oregon's Lisa Ludwig rapidly lost 40 pounds, easily trimming from a size 9 to a size 3. With new Magic Trim, Darlene Skaggs easily lost 26 pounds. Diana Cowden quickly lost 48 pounds. Bonnie Martin rapidly lost 57 pounds. And Bill Stewart lost an absolutely astounding 155 pounds. Now you too can easily lose weight by calling 1-800-340-4100 for your Magic Trim Diet Pill program for only $9.95. Personal checks and credit cards accepted. Call 1-800-340-4100 now to order your 21-day supply for only $9.95. Call right now. Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. Remember, have your checkbook or credit card ready when calling. That's 1-800-340-4100. Call now.
Sports Channel in November serves non-stop sports excitement. Then let's charge into the new NBA season. See Derek Coleman and company battle Shaq and the Magic, Carmelo's Utah Jazz, the Celtics, Lakers, and more. The Devils and Islanders clash with NHL rivals in 20 big games. Mondays, catch baseball's greatest games for terrific Diamond memories. Follow Hofstra and St. John's as they close out their 1993 campaigns. And keep pace with the Mets during the offseason on the Hot Stove Report. It's all coming your way in November on Sports Channel.
Welcome back to Homecoming, everyone, here at Nickerson Field on the campus of Boston University. Mike Gorman along with Steve Nelson. Should be a good football game here this afternoon. BU, one of the better teams in the country. 53 degrees. That wind is a pretty serious wind. It's up to 24 miles per hour, mostly sunny the outlook. No threat of rain at all. And as we look at the series history, Boston University certainly has dominated, winning the last 7. I have to go back to 1985 to find the URI win up here at BU, and they have invited, Boston University has invited URI up here a lot for homecoming. It's the 6th time in 15 years that URI has been the homecoming opponent, and BU has beaten them 5 of 6 times. That's Cy Butler top of the screen, and Mark Swistack down the bottom getting ready to receive the opening kickoff from Morello, and we are underway. Coming Swistack's way, takes it at about the 11. And he's not going to get very far, down at about the 15-yard line. So Rhode Island won the toss, and the Rams elect to take the football. They'll be taking it into the wind and led by their freshman quarterback, Chris Hickson. Big kid, 6'3", 198 pounds. He's going to look even bigger out there this afternoon with that flak jacket, Steve, that he's wearing.
A little broader, Mike.
Hickson can throw the football. Early pitch comes to Francie Jourdain, who will carry the ball a lot. Good for maybe a yard and a half. Give him 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the 17. Here's a look at the backs and receivers. Jourdain, Rouser, who is primarily a blocking back, Apgar, a wide receiver, and a good one, Butler, Cooley, and Marinella. Marinella will rotate with Zednek at that tight end spot. Canale, Killeen, Scafone, Coleman, and Fournier make up the offensive line for the Rams as Hickson brings them out 2nd and 8. Give again to Jourdain, nowhere. Coffey, Padilla, Ladano, and Schaefer along the front line. Brennan, Fossey, who's a heck of a middle linebacker, and Hickey for BU. Farrell, Helen, Rodriguez, and John May, who's a very active player, number 24. You will see John May in on a lot of stops for BU this afternoon. 3rd and 8. Hickson in the first obvious passing situation of the afternoon. Throws it out to Jourdain, able to avoid one tackle and gets up to about the 26-yard line. Chris Helen in on the stop.
That was a nice play by Jordan and the quarterback. BU came with a blitz on 3rd and long. He was able to spot Jordan. He'll see it inside blitz, Fossey up the middle. And as we've said before, Mike, the quarterback seems to have an awful lot of poise for a freshman.
And John May, who is usually a very reliable hitter out there in the flat, missing Jordan and allowing the freshman to pick up the first down on the 27-yard line. First possession of the afternoon for the Rams. Dixon again looking to throw. Coming near side to Apgar. And he gets forward to about the 36. Chris Helen again in on the stop. Bobby Apgar, 21 yards per catch, 5 touchdowns on the season. Had a great day when you and I were together down in the Brown game, Steve.
He certainly did. He's got great speed, and he's the one guy who's kind of the home run hitter for the Rams. I think earlier now you've seen a great game plan by the Rhode Island offense. Run the ball, short passes, and eat the clock up, because the best defense oftentimes is good offense.
2nd and 1. Hickson's going to throw it. And Hickson's going to get sacked. Ivan Padilla, who has done a good job all year long getting the opposing quarterbacks in there for the sack. Big freshman out of Newark.
It's a straight rush by Ivan. Beats his man and makes the sack. It's kind of a questionable call, 2nd and short, when you're playing a team as explosive as BU, and keeping the ball is imperative that you throw the ball on 2nd and short.
Third and 10 now for the Rams. Jordan is single setback. Hickson looks to throw. Deep over the middle. Got a man. Touchdown, Rhode Island. Frank Marinella, the tight end. Zednik has been the backup tight end and the primary target when they throw the football. But Marinella, a neighbor of Steve Nelson, with the catch.
Mike, I know that is Frank's longest play in his whole history.
Going back to Pop Warner, right?
It's just a great throw and catch. Frank, surprising speed.
Surprised me. I kept waiting for him to get caught.
I did. If you're going to have an upset, you got to make big plays, obviously. And to come out in your first series on 3rd and long and throw a touchdown of 70 yards certainly is a catalyst for any upset possibilities you have.
And Pat Donahue in for the extra point, and it's 7-0 Rams. Rhode Island showing the offense that you would expect out of Boston University. Explosive with their first possession.
I think probably the biggest stat that I was impressed by, Mike, was BU's ability to score 35 points in one quarter. They did it against Maine earlier in the season, and to have the ball in 5 possessions, but let alone score 5 times, is unheard of.
Here's another look at the touchdown pass to Marinella.
As you can see, Frank just runs a straight seam pattern, and the ball is laid out there perfectly. And as we said, he surprisingly good speed for a big man.
He beat Lex Thornton, and Thornton had no shot of catching him from behind. The junior from Medfield, Massachusetts, gives the Rams a surprising 7-0 lead. John May and Jason Andre will be deep for BU. Quick offense out of Rhode Island. Dan Allen was telling me before the game, the head coach of BU, that he really had to stay on his kids all week long because they have had such success against the University of Rhode Island that he worried about them being ready to play here this afternoon. On that first possession, I'm not sure they were ready. It'll be May taking it about the 8, trying to take it right up the middle, got a little room, and then has popped it about the 32-yard line where Robert Doherty will lead the BU offense onto the field. Doherty, 2-time gold helmet winner as the best Division I AA football player in New England so far this year. Came from junior college on the West Coast, stepped right in, took the starting quarterback job from Greg Moore in the early practices and has held it all the way. Doherty's looking to throw first down, and he's got a man up to about the 34-yard line. Rob DeSalvo in on the stop as we take a quick look at the BU offense. Burwell, Andrade, Henderson, Carlton Myers, and Manti. 4 wide receivers. Adams, Padone, Maximo Rosamundo, and Demshar along the offensive line. BU running out of the no-huddle offense, 2nd and 3. Burwell for the first time, and he's shut off as he tries to turn the corner. Look at the Rhode Island defense. Garapola, Sauer, Smith, and Slattery. Hunt, Hunter, and D'Agostino. D'Agostino's a good one at the linebacking spot. Lawson, Sullivan, Merritt, and Whiting in the defensive backfield. So a 3rd and 6 for BU as we look at the numbers for Zach Burwell on the year. Doherty again looking to throw. He's got time now. He's going to scramble a little bit. Cuts back nicely. Gets it up to about the 38-yard line.
I think he's got it, Mike. That's what makes him so dangerous, is that his ability to make plays.
And they do move the chains at the first down.
Well, you certainly don't coach that. He's just got that ability to see the whole field and the great foot quickness. Continually makes plays.
Give it to Burwell, a little room up the middle, and he takes it out to about the 46-yard line. He'll be a couple of yards short of the first down.
BU uses that no-huddle offense, and that puts a lot of pressure on the defense because, in essence, the defense has a no-huddle also. So it's got to be, game plan's got to be simplified for the defense, and that puts additional pressure. You don't want to get too complicated with these kids because don't have time to give the calls.
Here's the give to Burwell. Burwell with a hole, and he takes it all the way into URI territory, down to about the 45-yard line. And BU is racking up the first downs quickly on the drive. Kurt Whiting was in on the stop.
Well, this is a counter O, which every team in football runs now. And when you have a runner like Zach behind there, you can pick the spots and pick up yardage.
Doherty back looking to throw, avoids some pressure, scrambling, and brought down this time back at about the 47-yard line. There were a host of Rams in there. DeSalvo on the stop.
Well, this time the URI defense sends 6 guys, a nice defensive scheme, and he just runs out of places to run. But again, you get an idea of just what quickness he has. It's going to be imperative that Rhode Island keeps contained on this guy, keeps him in the pocket, because once he gets out on that flank, he becomes doubly dangerous.
Doherty to give to Burwell on the delay, and nothing doing there as he's barely able to get back to midfield. Will Santee, linebacker, in on the stop. And it's a 3rd and about 17 for the Terriers. Not the start they were hoping for on homecoming. BU has outscored the opposition 83-14 in the first quarter. Doherty looking to go deep to Andrade. Andrade with the catch at the 9-yard line. Chris Lawson was there, but Jason Andrade just went over the top.
And of course, when you have a quarterback who puts the numbers up like Doherty, you know he's got great receivers. And again, this is a superior effort by Andrade to come up with the ball.
Great catch.
Great concentration.
Kind of moved that defensive back out of the way there and made the catch. Here's Doherty coming down the line, cuts it back inside, touchdown. Little extracurricular activity over in the corner as one of the Ram players had a little pop on Doherty after he was well into the end zone. But BU not wasting any time at all getting that 7-point deficit erased from the scoreboard.
Runs a little option. And again, when you have his ability, using a wide receiver as a pitch man, good wrinkle in the offense. Wait! And if I can't hit him before he crosses the goal line, I'll hit him afterwards.
Let him know we're here anyway. Brian Calcebeto was the one who put the little pop on Doherty. Mike Morello will come in now for the extra point and look to tie this one at 7 with still 8:22 to go here in the first quarter. No one expected a low-scoring affair here this afternoon. Doesn't look like we're going to get it.
They do have lights on the field, don't they, Mike?
Chris Helen, the defensive back, will hold for Morello. Morello nails the point after touchdown. We are tied at 7. There's still a lot of time to go here in the first quarter. So Robert Doherty has come through as advertised. The homecoming crowd loves it so far. We're tied at 7. We'll be back.
I get a lot of calls from people who are afraid of going to the dentist. Some haven't been for years. It's my job to make sure they not only get a great dentist, but one who is sensitive to their needs as well.
What I like best about my job is that we're providing a free service that can really help people.
I feel it's my personal responsibility to find each person who calls just the right dentist for them.
Everyone needs a dentist, and at 1-800-DENTIST, we make sure you get a great one. Call us today.
It's time to think about preserving your seats on the aisle.
They've got a good future ahead of them, and we think they're going to be a contender for the next few years now.
After last season's thrilling playoff run, Islanders tickets are selling fast.
We have the best coach in hockey, and I'll offer that.
The Islanders are now taking deposits on full and partial season ticket plans for the 93-94 season.
Hey, come out to the games. It's worth every penny you spend.
To guarantee the best seats available, call 1-800-882-ISLES today.
You go, New York Islanders!
7 just beginning this first quarter as both teams scoring on their opening possession. That's the 5th time in 7 games that Boston University has scored with their opening possession of a game. Mike Morello will kick it off. And a penalty, a personal foul after the touchdown that was called when Doherty was tossed to the turf in the corner of the end zone. And so Morello gets to kick it off at the 50-yard line. You be tempted at all, Steve, to squib kick or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's perfect position. You've got a team which you've got on its heels a little now with a long scoring drive. Why, it's a good opportunity, good time to kick it onside.
And that's exactly what Morello's going to do. URI was ready, and they will get possession at the 34-yard line, although that entire front line of URI was not ready. Most of those guys were retreating.
They were. It was a good play, individual play by the cover team. One thing that Coach Allen really is impressed by is the special teams at BU this year, and that's...
Watch the URI guys start to run backwards here, and it's only Kevin Quinn.
Kevin makes a huge play because you saw how much ground he had to cover.
Junior fullback. Second possession of the afternoon for the Rams. Jourdain, the single setback behind Hipson. Give it to Jourdain, trying the right side, and he'll pick up about 3 or 4. Andrew Brennan there on the stop for BU.
Coach Keith likes this real conservative, methodical offense, and I think it's about the only way you can attack the BU team that is so powerful on offense and can score as quickly as they can. Keep the ball, just work on first downs, run the clock out, and hopefully by the end of the game they're close enough to win.
Kendra Dane, a lone setback. Hickson looking to throw under pressure, and he'll be sacked. Anthony Primavera, junior defensive tackle, who also made his way from the West Coast out here to BU.
You see the little game that BU's running where Anthony just comes around and he's clean. He's one of those junior college transfers that's made such a great impact on this BU team. You can see it's a little game they run, and that's why you run games. He comes in perfectly unhit.
Third down and 9, and we've got flags all over the place. A little movement on the offensive line for the Rams.
We have a dead ball foul. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat third down.
So it'll be 3rd and 13 now for Rhoden. URI coming into this afternoon's game 3-4, and a really tough loss last week for Floyd Keats Club as they went to double overtime before losing to Maine at Rhode Island, 26-23. Third and 13. Dixon's going to look to throw. Out of the backfield, he's got Jourdain, and nowhere near enough yardage for the first down. And URI will punt for the first time this afternoon. Lex Thornton, who was beaten badly by Marinella on that touchdown catch in on the stop. And Pat Donahue averaging about 35 a kick. John May back deep to take it. Line drive, May's going to have a chance to run with this one a little bit. Able to avoid that first hit. Not the second, though. Good coverage by the Rams. And so Robert Doherty and company will start it off at about the 28-yard line in their second possession of the afternoon.
Rhode Island punting, great snap. BU came with some pressure. Low spiraling kick, a good kick in the conditions he's kicking in right now. And you see May, who is probably the best athlete on BU's team, showing some of that athleticism.
3 wide receivers to the top of the screen for Boston University to give to Burwell. And he stopped after about a yard or two.
You know, it's a real cat and mouse game with this run and shoot type of offense when you have 4 wide receivers and you're trying to spread everybody out. You know, I'm sure Doherty would rather hand the ball off to Burrell 40 times a game than throw it. So it's defensively, you have to play the run first. As foolish as that seems, just to stop the running game and make them throw the ball.
Andre, the lone wide receiver to the near side. Doherty looking to throw this time over the middle. Finds Henderson. Nice catch in traffic. Henderson is from Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Like that one. Dan Sullivan there on the stop.
Carnell's an inside receiver, runs a little crossing, makes the catch, takes a good lick, but he holds on to the ball. Good catch. That's something complimentary to say, I'm sure, to
Doherty to call at the line of scrimmage. The fake. Doherty rolled to the top of the screen. Looks like he wants to run it. He's got some room. Oh, nice cut. And Doherty's all the way down to the 31-yard line. Chris Lawson finally there on the stop.
runs like a little waggle. He's really has no protection. He has just that great ability, and plus he's a tough runner.
He knows how to use blocks, doesn't he?
He certainly does.
First and 10 BU ball at the 31-yard line. Terriers have had a history this year of scoring often and early. Big hole for Burwell up the middle, takes it down to the 19. Another first down for BU. Kirk Whiting there finally on the stop.
Quick trap. Burwell has a huge opening. A great north and south runner. He doesn't fool around and picks up good yardage. Another first down.
Give again, Burwell. Pretty good cutback. Got a little room all of a sudden and takes it down to the 10-yard line. Didn't look like there was a whole lot there, Steve.
No, it didn't. That was just a great effort by Burwell. Again, BU running the ball well. And Zach just makes a couple great cuts. Picks up just about 10 yards.
Lucian Belanger had a shot at him in the backfield and missed him, and then Burwell able to get outside and pick up 10. Second and 1, so I guess they give the 9 ball on the 11-yard line. Doherty looking to throw into the end zone, knocked away. Nice defensive play. Dan Sullivan preventing the touchdown toss.
Dan's a junior from Foxborough, and it was a nice defensive play, but if you want to win ball games, you have to make plays. You have to make receptions like this. He steps up. He has an opportunity to catch that ball, and it would have been a great catch, but you've got to make those plays if you want to be competitive with BU.
3rd and 1. The give to Burwell, and he's got the first down.
That was one of the rare times, Mike, where they had a tight end, Paul Francisco, in the game. Really a specimen, 6'6", 235.
He comes back to the sideline now, Dorchester native. First and goal on the 7. 2:45 to play here in the first quarter. We are tied at 7. Rhode Island jumping out to the 7-0 lead. Doherty looking for Walker, who got tied up at the line of scrimmage. Watch Chris Walker, just can't get untangled here.
That was a little mix-up. He wanted the fade route where he has to bend outside and just go to the corner, and with a time pass like that, you can't break your route off. The yards get a lot tougher down here, especially with a wide-open offense like this, where you really need to vertically stretch the defense. You don't have that luxury down here.
Second and goal. Doherty looking to throw. Comes near side. Has his man, Henderson. He'll be stopped at about the 2. Rob DeSalvo in on the stop.
5-step drop. A 5-yard out.
Oh, nice catch.
Great one-handed catch.
Yeah.
It's a real partnership. When you have a quarterback that can get you the ball, as a receiver, you have to make catches, and oftentimes make great catches like that last one.
Third and goal. Doherty gives to the fullback. Nothing there. Loose ball. And BU is able to maintain possession. I believe they are, isn't it? And we've got an official timeout.
A straight handoff. Great goal line defense by Rhode Island. Great hit down there to fumble the ball, and BU picks it up. They're going forward, 4th and 1.
That was Don Benaglio, the backup fullback that Dan Allen had sent in to try to get in. BU will go for it anyway, much to the delight of this homecoming crowd. Looks like the crowd of better than 10,000 has turned out here this afternoon. Doherty, the give. Burwell just powers his way into the end zone. This is a very, very confident offensive football team, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a confidence that is well deserved. They certainly have a lot of weapons, and Zach just got that ball, and as you see, gets hit in the line, but just determination and drive gets him into the end zone.
He took people 2 yards deep into the end zone with us.
You know, when a quarterback is getting as much tension as Robert Doherty is this year, you have a tendency to forget some of the other people, but he's surrounded with a cast of really talented young football players.
Morello with the point after. And BU has put 14 points on the board here with still better than a minute to play in the first quarter. So the Terriers living up to their offensive reputation. 11 plays, 69 yards. And a chance to remind you, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of Boston University and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written permission of Boston University and Sports Channel is prohibited. Floyd Keith and his club down a touchdown now after that quick offensive start that got them a 7-0 lead. 97-21 the numbers now in the first quarter for BU. It'll change a lot of game plans, won't it?
That certainly will. That's remarkable how they were able to jump on their opponents early in the first quarter. You know, Mike, if Rhode Island has a chance, it's being able to create turnovers. And you saw on the 3rd and 1 play, that was a turnover, a forced fumble. Unfortunately, they didn't get him, but they're going to need to have the turnovers today. And this year they're not very successful in that, but certainly a game where your opponent has more talent, you need the intangibles like turnovers to be able to pull an upset.
So for the third time this afternoon, Mike Morello is going to kick it off. Cy Butler and Mark Swissack are again deep for the Rams. This time Morello puts a foot into it, comes up taken by one of the short men at about the 22. And pretty good field position for URI as they get it all the way out to the 32-yard line. Donald Talley, a cornerback, the up man who was able to get his hand on that kick. And flak jacket and all, here comes Chris Hickson back in. 1 minute to play here, first quarter. The Cooley comes wide to the near side. That's Apgar top of the screen. Jourdain, the single setback behind Hickson. And Hickson's looking to throw again. Trying to dump it to Jourdain, and the ball was up for grabs for a moment there.
It was, and again, you've got to make plays when you have an opportunity, and Francie is he's putting his hands up now. It's a little too late, but again, another ball that should have been caught. Chris is off to a quick start already, Mike.
Last week, if I remember right, his numbers were only about 10 of 12, I think, passing, but he had on nearly 200 yards passing. So fully capable of, with Apgar and Zednik and Marinella, get that big play offense going. I think they just took too much time. Hickson a little confused by the Boston University defense.
Dead ball foul. Delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on a freshman quarterback to see different defenses and make appropriate calls. That's one of the things about Doherty, a kid that came into from a new program, being in junior college, and the run and shoot and being able to go without a huddle and make all the correct calls. It's quite a load to put on a young quarterback.
Hickson again looking to throw, trying to find Apgar. Does top of the field. He goes out at about the 37-yard line. Chris Helen took him out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down.
Bobby Apgar, the real speed receiver, runs about a 6 or 7 yard out. It's a long throw. Picks up some good yards.
Apgar near side now, inside Butler to the top of the screen. The give is to Butler on a little curl-in pattern, and he's hit short of the first down. Nice tackle out there by Todd Farrell.
It's a great tackle by Todd.
One of your guys, Steve.
He's another midfield boy. See, Chris looks one way, comes back. And Butler's in a very elusive, good runner, but Todd comes up and makes a great tackle.
You supposed to make that curl if you're Butler beyond the first down mark?
Well, you would think so. Again, here Butler is a freshman. He hasn't had that great game experience. But, again, if you run a route that's 4 yards, you might as well run it 6 yards.
John May, back deep, waiting for the punt, and Rhode Island has taken a timeout. So May is going to come back up and talk to his teammates, and Rhode Island will talk it over. Trailing 14-7 here with just about 10 seconds to go in this first quarter. Later tonight, Sports Channel presents NHL hockey when the Hartford Whalers play host to the Buffalo Sabres. The action will begin at 7:30. It's all tonight, right here on Sports Channel.
I do think BU called that timeout, Mike, and it was a good timeout since they have to punt into the wind. A game of field position.
Dan Allen, you hear coaches say things like, once I get all my guys in the program, we'll be fine. That's kind of a standard line. Well, in Dan Allen's case, it certainly has proved true. As after some rough times early, Boston University looking for their 7th straight today, which would be an all-time record opening the season. They have won 8 in a row overall, the final 2 games of last season. And are nationally ranked. The way their schedule looks, that ranking could go up a lot in the next couple of weeks. May's going to take the kick at about the 19, looking to come back up the middle, and again, pretty good coverage by the Rams as he is taken down at the 27-yard line. URI trying to signal there was a fumble on the play, but the officials say it'll be Terrier ball. And Rob Doherty will have a chance to get one play off here with the wind still at his back. And if the URI, you better play this one pretty seriously. He might put it up.
Come on, Michael. Hold this kid, Michael. Hold him. You go this way. Keep leaning on the heel.
Ron Benaglio with the carry, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. So Robert Doherty, conservative to end the first quarter, but BU with the 14-7 lead. We'll be back.
Say, that's a great-looking camera you have. Where'd you get it? No, don't tell me. One of those specialty camera shops. Wait, I'll bet it's a big-name department store. I'll bet it set you back a bundle.
Actually, no. Introducing the Nippon 35mm focus-free camera. The hot shoe is synchronized for electronic flash, a 50mm lens, and a tripod mount. It also comes with a convenient neck strap, a deluxe leatherette carrying case, a professional 50mm sunshade, and a 2-year unlimited warranty. With all these features, you'd think this camera would cost over $100. Well, think again. Call right now, and the first 10,000 customers who order the Nippon camera will also get 100 rolls of free Kodak film with purchase processing. The simple, lightweight, and affordable Nippon 35mm camera and 100 rolls of free Kodak film with purchase processing. This no-fuss camera can be yours for only $19.95.
Say, where can I get one?
Just pick up the phone and call.
Next week on New England College Football's Game of the Week, watch as the UMass Minutemen run up against the Northeastern Huskies. Live coverage at 1 next Saturday right here on Sports Channel. It's 14-7 BU at Boston University's homecoming here at Nickerson Field. Mike Coleman along with Steve Nelson. Rob Doherty living up to his press clippings so far in that first quarter.
I think he might run out of helmet space with his little dog bones, Mike, if he keeps playing like this.
Doherty in the shotgun. Snap a little low, good hand. Over the middle. Oh, Myers wide open.
He certainly would like to have that one back.
Carlton's looking for a place to hide right now.
Rhode Island runs a little game inside, but it's picked up well by the BU offensive line, who gave him tremendous protection, and you can't throw a ball any better than that.
Hello. Eric Jenkins in there trying to at least make Rob Doherty think about it. Third down now for the Terps. Again, Rhodey with a lot of people up in the line of scrimmage. Doherty, nice moves, nice moves. And he's going to throw it, and Manti nearly with the catch.
Well, Rhode Island for sure is going to be platooning a lot of defensive linemen today. Those big guys are going to get tired chasing Doherty around. They come with 6 guys. They're mixing up the blitz a little, and it's been effective early. But again, you just see his great ability to get out of situations.
It appears Slattery coming in there had a shot, but he was so intent on trying to contain and not let Doherty get to the outside. He kind of held up a little bit there.
You're exactly right, Mike. You know, you tell these players be so concerned about someone's individual talent that it takes away from their aggressiveness, which is something a football player can't lose.
Cy Butler lets Morello's kick go out of bounds, and so for the first time this afternoon, the Rams are able to stop the Terriers, and Chris Hickson comes back out onto the field. URI felt pretty good about their defense coming into this game, Steve. They ranked pretty well in the Yankee Conference.
And the day we saw them play against Brown, they had a tremendous day.
Gave a little bit of running room and knocked back is Cameron Pooler, the freshman from Akron, Ohio, after he picked up about 3 or 4. And a late marker on the play.
BU's defensive line really disrupting that play to begin with. Pooler makes some nice positive yards on his own. He's another one of those freshmen that Rhode Island has.
And a personal foul is called late against BU, and that's going to give URI a first down at the BU 46. So that's a nice quick way to get into the opposition territory. Cy Butler comes wide to the near side. Cameron Pooler stays in as a single setback behind Hickson. Butler in motion. Hickson looking. He's got his man. He's got Apgar out there. Chris Helen eventually knocks him out of bounds.
Again, Chris Hickson has shown the ability to stay in the pocket, not get rattled. He holds the ball, pumps it once. Bobby Apgar makes a little out move, finds some space, and makes a nice catch for a first down.
Terrier defensive backs are giving Apgar a lot of room out there, aren't they?
They are. He's the one guy that can really, as we said earlier, Mike, hit the home run for Rhode Island.
Apgar wide to the near side this time. Hickson's looking his way all the way. Apgar takes it out and makes the catch, goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Again, it's Helen who knocks him out of bounds, but Apgar with the little 4 or 5 step drive downfield when he cut outside had plenty of room.
Coach Keith's got to really be happy with the way things are going so far and the ability of his young quarterback to not get rattled, find his open receivers, and deliver the ball to him.
Chris Helen is 4th all-time in interceptions for BU, and he's getting a lot of balls thrown his way this afternoon. URI had broken the huddle, was ready to go, and now the officials want to take a measurement.
Okay, man.
Well, the last second and short call for Rhode Island, they elected to throw the ball and were sacked. So I would think the conservative vein of Coach Keith would have him run the ball and try to pick that first down up.
Learn from that one, huh?
Absolutely. There he is. Imagine he's going to be looking at the time quite frequently today, less in the quarter.
The feeling around BU seemed to be, Steve, though, if they didn't think that Rhodey could beat them running the football, it would have to be the big play, which they feared, and we saw with Rhode Island's first possession, a long touchdown pass to Marinello.
Well, BU's got a lot of pride in their defense, and they've been playing very well. They're ranked 7th nationally against for scoring defense, and really have been a real mainstay for the team.
Dixon, the give to Pooler. Pooler's got first down and more as he takes it to about the 13-yard line. John May there for the stop. But the freshman Cameron Pooler will have to check and see if there's anything wrong with Francie Jourdain, who's been out for the last series and a half.
Pooler just lowers his shoulder and gets more yards.
Run right at him.
This might be Cameron's day to run the ball 50 times.
Back of the week seems to be the philosophy down there, if you're all right. He comes again, and he's knocked out of bounds this time at about the 7-yard line. Again, it was John May angling him out of bounds. Andrew Brennan also in on the hit.
Rhode Island's really putting together a nice drive here. They used the penalty and a couple first downs, throwing the ball well on first down, and now Pooler's had 2 consecutive nice runs. So they're counterpunching with BU.
Will be Pooler again. Mark Fossey, the active middle linebacker for the Terriers, in on the stop. URI can get a first down without a touchdown here. They need to get down to just about the 3-yard line.
Well, it can go with their big people now.
Cooley in motion to give to Jourdain, who's back in. He's got the first down and is turned back by Todd Farrell. Make that Rouser on the carry. First man through, Rouser, who spent 90% of his time blocking for either Jourdain or Pooler.
Here's a nice little wrinkle URI puts in. They put Zednik, their big tight end, down at blocking back. Move Rouser, probably their biggest back at the tailback position, knowing it's going to be tough yards, and he does pick up a first down.
Only 18 carries, as you can see, in the previous 7 games. But now it's first and goal for the Rams. Mr. Rouser again. Paul Ladano in on the stop. It would appear URI and Floyd Keith have made the decision. We're just going to push this ball into the end zone.
And they've been successful so far as picking up short yardage. So it's a good opportunity for Rhode Island to cap a great drive off.
Second and goal, ball on the 2. Hickson looking to roll out himself, tries the lead in, gets to maybe the one. The Terrier defense getting stingy. Farrell, Fossey, Brennan all in on the hit.
Well, BU ran an option down there, so Rhode Island says, let's do two. Down about the half-yard line.
At least at this point in his career, I don't think Chris is your ideal option quarterback. He didn't look too comfortable running out. And again, the Terrier defense rises to the occasion.
Well, I don't think there's a question that URI will go for it here in 4th and short. When you're a decided underdog, you've got to take chances, and even though you don't pick it up, you put BU in terrible field position.
Anthony Primavera getting himself ready for this 4th and goal. Give us to Pooler, and his leap was a little early. The fake around to the Pooler, and then Hickson is nailed back at about the 11-yard line.
You know, it's easy to second guess, Mike, but you have a 3rd and short, and you put Zednik in it at the blocking back, and move your big back to tailback, and then you just completely forget about it once you get down to the 2-yard line. Here's this play action down the goal line. And when you have a goal line defense, then you don't have a lot of time to throw the ball, so you've got to get it off quickly. John Coffey comes up with a big sack on 4th down.
So the Terriers with the 14-7 lead and 10-12 to play here in the first half. Nothing doing for Zach Burwell up the middle. Rob Doherty and company dodged the bullet there. Call it 2nd and 9. Defensive lineman up in that pass blocking position. Doherty top of the screen complete, but not much yardage there as he found Henderson. Lou D'Agostino, the linebacker, in on the stop. So BU deep in their own territory, facing a 3rd and 7.
One of the really outstanding traits of Doherty, too, is the ability to throw to a lot of different receivers. You'll see 6 or 7 or 8 receivers catching a ball during the course of the game, and that just puts more pressure on the defense.
Doherty again to throw. Plenty of time. Look out from behind. Oh, Doherty somehow escapes, but he won't be able to pick up the first down. He is just so elusive.
You know, it becomes something mental, Mike, when you're playing a guy like Doherty who has that ability to escape pressure. Here's Garofalo, who's got 9 sacks this year. Every right in the world to bring him down, but he just doesn't complete the play.
Cy Butler is back deep. From the end zone, Morello able to get it off, but not very well. Butler takes it on the run, and pretty good field position for the Rams of URI, who will get it at the BU 35 with about 8 minutes to play here in the first half.
That was a big play by Butler. It's a knuckleball coming down from you. It's a field position game. Making the catch and picking up a couple of yards, it really won't show in the stats as anything special, but it's a big play as far as field position.
Key series there, I would think, too, Steve, for the URI defense.
Well, they've got some confidence now, and all the pressure that Doherty puts on you, if you're able just to get him off the field, is a success.
Hickson's looking to throw, wants to go deep, looking for his man Apgar, and it's nearly picked off. Chris Helen right there. Brody going for it all.
Well, as you said, Chris, Helen's got 7 interceptions this year, and leads or is tied nationally as far as interceptions. Bobby Apgar really becomes a DB on this play. Allen's got great position. And Apgar breaks it up.
Clock stops with about 8 minutes to play here in the first half. Hickson again looking to throw, pressure, able to avoid it, tries to step up. BU all over him. Rodriguez in there on the stop as he came from the strong safety position.
You see Hickson drops back like a 5-step drop, and the inside pressure by Coffey makes Chris tuck the ball in, and as you see, a swarming BU defense.
But another costly penalty here
On the defense.
against
5-yard
Boston
penalty,
University.
repeat second down.
Nullifies that play. Second down now. The ball moved all the way up to the 29-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 5 for Rhode Island. Butler and Apgar both go wide to the top of the screen, but clearly wide to the near side. Cameron Pula, the single setback. Hickson looking top of the screens, got his man Apgar, should be a first down. Down to about the 24-yard line. Mark Fossey out there on the stop.
Well, one thing, Chris is glad he wore his flak jacket.
Yeah.
And another thing is Fossey's ability to get in plays. A middle linebacker running out there and jumping in on the play.
Watch Andrew Brennan get the pop here. That's what flak jackets are for.
That's what they're made for right there.
Hickson. Again, the rollout that he doesn't appear all that comfortable with gets it down to about the 21-yard line before Lex Thornton is up there for the stop. He's down to about 7 minutes to play here in the first half.
There's a BU player down on the field.
Mark Fossey, I believe, is the player down.
You know, a lot of talk about Robert Doherty. I think Mark Fossey is probably the leader on the team. He's a senior who was a coach's dream. Player who played strong safety for 3 years, was moved to middle linebacker this year, has had a tremendous year, and he's a real inspirational leader of that defense.
Head coach Dan Allen out there to take a look at his middle linebacker. A little reminder here, Sports Channel is going to get you ready for the 93-94 Boston Celtics with Celtics Preview. Join me and Tom Heinsohn as we take an in-depth look at this year's Celtics squad. That Celtics Preview premiering tomorrow night at 7:30 only on Sports Channel.
Oh, that doesn't look good, Mike.
No, it doesn't. Mark Fossey having such a terrific season, like was on track to break the single-season record for tackles for the Terriers. Second and 8 for the Rams. Again, looking to throw. Apgar is open this time, and he can't get to it.
Well, you called that, Mike. You said they go deep to Apgar, and here's an opportunity lost by Rhode Island. Clearly got his man beat clearly. The ball's delivered, he just can't come up with it.
Almost looked like he stumbled right before the ball got there, right? No, I guess he didn't. Just a little long by Hickson. Third down and 8, ball on the 20-yard line. They give to Pula this time, trying to get outside, and he's met by a host of Terriers at about the 18-yard line. Primavera and Schaefer leading the charge. And this time, URI is going to try to get the 3 on a 4th and 5. Skip Thomas, the freshman kicker from West Islip, New York. This will be about 34 yards. Snap is is down, the kick is up, and the kick looks pretty good. So the Rams continue to hang right in here, 14-10. 6:02 left to play here in this second quarter, and a beautiful day in Boston, Massachusetts. Homecoming for BU. They lead by 4. We'll be back.
Hey, want to see the Bulls in New Jersey? Not those Bulls, these Bulls.
Michael going to work.
Want to see the Knicks in Jersey? Not those Knicks, these Knicks. Want to see the Shack in New Jersey? Not that Shack, this Shack. For the jab. It's the New Jersey Nets versus the best in the NBA 7-game plan. Now you can see the ones you really want to see by calling 1-800-765-NETS. 7 of the hottest teams in the NBA for the price you want to pay. Not that price, this price. Watch the NBA's biggest stars take on the up-and-coming New Jersey Nets with all-NBA forward Derek Coleman, playmaking sensation Kenny Anderson, and all of Coach Chuck Daly's hard-driving Nets. Hey, want to see Sir Charles in Jersey? Not that Charles, this Charles. Here comes Sir Charles. Bravo! More good stuff from Jersey. The New Jersey Nets.
Boston, Massachusetts, 14-10. BU with the 4-point lead over the Rams of University of Rhode Island. Rob Doherty continues to warm up on the sidelines. Good news, we believe, about Mark Fossey, too, as they are retaping his right ankle over behind Rob Doherty there, and he is expected back next defensive series for BU. Skip Thomas is going to kick it off. John May and Jason Andrade, the two deep men. That's May, top of the screen for BU. So the quick start by Rhode Island to go up 7-0. A couple of quick touchdowns by BU, and it looked like they might turn around and run away with this, but URI has stiffened. A little confusion there on the kickoff. The ball will go through the end zone, and BU will take it over on the 20-yard line. Momentum, though, Steve, has been all over the place in this game so far.
Oh, it has, and if you're Coach Keith right now, you're pretty happy with a 4-point deficit midway through the second quarter. They've had their opportunities, and they've had a good defensive series last time, so it's momentum's on URI's side, definitely. Skip Thomas, the kicker, of course, is another one of those freshmen that URI has, and seems like they have a tremendous freshman class as far as skill people.
1st and 10 for the Terriers. Leading 14-10. Again, Doherty will take the direct snap. Doherty scrambling around, and this time he won't get away. Taken down by Brian Smith at about the 18-yard line, a loss of a couple. Junior from Monroe, New York, 6'4", 245 pounders. He has not had a lot of luck out of that shotgun direct snap position this afternoon. Doherty again looking to throw. This time, nice catch out there by Andrade. Chris Lawson in there on the stop. Andrade knew he was going to get popped and went up and got it anyway.
I think Doherty's more effective when he takes the snap under center. You see he throws a real nice ball out there for a good pickup. But when he's back in that shotgun, the kind of the perimeter is set already, and URI's rush people know their contain points. When he's dropping back, he's got that ability to defeat contain to the outside.
Doherty again coming the same way. He's got Henderson. Henderson able to get out of the grasp of one URI defender and continue upfield for the first down. Kurt Whiting eventually took him out.
Again, another good throw, and Carnell's having a big day so far.
5 for 38. Carnell will get a rest on the sideline. Andrade also comes out. First and 10 at about the 38-yard line. looking to throw it, going to have to scramble. He's able to get away from 2-3 men, and then finally is brought down. The URI players just kept coming and coming. Jeff Newsom finally got him. Pretty nice coverage there by the URI secondary.
Doherty is running for his life here. And partly because they had good coverage, it's because they're holding downfield.
That'll do it.
But you can see URI is mixing up their blitzes and their maximum drops for their coverages, and so far it's got BU a little confused.
We're holding on the defense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Well, if you can't cover them, hold them.
Until you get caught, anyway.
That's it.
So BU now gets the ball 1st and 10 inside URI territory, spotted at about the 49-yard line. Amounts to a 12-yard penalty. And now they're going to bring it back to the other side of midfield. A little confusion as to where the original line of scrimmage was, I believe.
BU's big receiver, Paul Francisco, really hasn't gotten involved in the throwing game yet, and he's really a specimen. 6'6", he has got great speed, great hands, and sooner or later he's the guy that they're going to go to.
That's Francisco, 81 in the slot. I think BU took too much time.
Dead ball foul. Illegal procedure. False start.
Well, they'll false start against the Terriers, so that'll back it up 5 more, put it back at the 44-yard line. Both quarterbacks having impressive days. Hickson with nice numbers, 9 of 12, 138 yards and a touchdown. It's 14-10, though. The Terriers have the lead. 1st and 15 now. Doherty again wants to throw, dumps it to Burwell, and Rams are there waiting for him. Brian Smith and Lou D'Agostino both had that one sniffed out pretty well.
Well, here's a big play in the run and shoot, a little middle screen, and as you can see, Burwell just takes toss, and again, it's a great one-on-one tackling by Rhode Island.
Second and 18. Doherty. And a host of receivers out there. He's able to find Henderson. Henderson takes it over midfield, and we've got a late hit on Rhode Island out of bounds. And this will turn out to be a big game for BU.
Doherty sprints right and throws back to a crossing Henderson. Skirts the sidelines, gets a big block from one of his teammates right there, and a late hit.
And you watch Henderson is out of bounds 2 full steps before he gets hit.
It was 2 big hits there.
There were 2 big hits, is right. We may not have any more audio from that particular position today.
On the defense. First down.
So it's all the way up to the 33-yard line. Costly penalty there for the Rams, where Doherty and company are 1st and 10. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. 14-10 BU. Burwell, the lone running back. He gives to Zach. Plenty of room right up the middle, and Burwell pops it to the outside. Touchdown. Little delay in the call by the official, but Zach
breaks the tackle and does some great open field running for a touchdown. Rhode Island's got to be just really got to keep its wits right now. They're still in the ball game. It's still early, and they've got to have some frustration because they have been costly penalties and unable to convert in fourth and short to goal line. So they're still very much in this ball game.
2 penalties on this drive really hurt. Morello in for the extra point. And he knocks it through. Boston University with the 21-10 lead now. 3.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Zach Burwell, who will be talking to Steve Nelson a little bit later on in our broadcast. Nice run here.
Well, Zach's got the whole package. He's quick, strong, great balance, and he knows how to get in the end zone.
Just able to get into the corner there for the touchdown. 80 yards in 2 minutes and 11 seconds. We have a chance to listen to Zach Burwell at the half. He and Steve Nelson got together a little bit earlier today. Nice kid, came out. He just kind of like sat down near our location, never said a word to anyone.
You know, the trend right now in pro football is the smaller backs. You know, Barry Sanders, Emmett Thomas, Thurman Thomas, or Emmett Smith and Thurman Thomas, they're all 5'9", 5'10". Kind of it broke the mold of the old misconception you had to be a big pounding back, and you know Zach certainly fits in that category.
Morello, the kickoff. He has had a busy first half kicking the football. Butler and Swistak are back deep again for URI. Rams with a lot of time on the scoreboard. 3.5 to play here first half. And they have a favorable wind. Although the wind does seem to be switching a little bit from the way it was blowing earlier, giving the flags directly across from us. Morello pops that one up. And again, a little confusion there, taken by one of the up men. And he's able to get out to about the 35-yard line. Donald Talley. Second time he's had a chance to handle a kickoff this afternoon, and pretty good starting position for Chris Hickson and company. .327 to go here in the first half. Hickson with those impressive numbers we showed you just a few moments ago, and Floyd Keith would like to get some points out of this possession and head into the locker room on an uptime note. Not much doing over the left side, gain of about 3. Francie Jourdain back in after Cameron Pooler had about 2 or 3 possessions at the running back spot. Second and 8.
Let's go, D!
Apgar is split wide to the near side. Butler wide to the top of the screen. Butler coming back across the middle, takes the pass, and Butler scoots ahead to about the 44-yard line. He'll be close to the first down, depending on the spot. John Hickey was in on the stop.
Well, this has become a very popular play in college football where the wideout just runs a real shallow crossing pattern. It's meant to give him some room to catch the ball and run with it. And Butler makes a nice play. Mark Fossey has not returned to the game, and that certainly is a loss to BU, who has really been very healthy this year. And as Coach Allen pointed out, it's one of the real pluses they have going into the latter part of their season.
Dan Allen does not feel this is a very deep team at all. He was looking for the bench so he could knock on some wood when he was talking to us downstairs, saying how blessed they were with the lack of injuries. The early report, though, on Mark Fossey is simply that they were going to retape his ankle and he would be back in next series. He's not on the field right now. They might be just trying to extend that rest a little bit with 2:35 to play here in the first half. Hopefully we'll see Mark Fossey back out again in the third quarter. 3rd and inches for the Rams. Ball out at about the 44-yard line. Hickson confused by the official, and he's restarting the clock. Hickson on the quarterback sneak, and he's got the first down. It's not fair to the freshman, given the fact that we are watching Robert Doherty, who has some of the quickest feet in the business. But quick feet is not what comes to mind when I think of Chris Hickson. That was kind of a quarterback sneak where he just kind of rolled over the right side. But it did the job. 1st and 10, ball in the 46. Hickson looking to throw, wants to go to Apgar, and appeared to be a mix-up there. There's a penalty marker down. Apgar came to the middle of the field. Hickson threw to the outside. Apgar did bump the defensive back. And the call is against BU.
Pass interference on the defense. The spot of the foul. First down.
Chris Helen not happy with the call. See if we can spot it.
Well, Hickson's been going to Apgar quite a bit early. As you can see, Apgar does have a step on him. Guilty as charged.
1st and 10 on the 42. Under 2 minutes to go. First half. Rhodey trying to get some points on the board, trailing 21-10. Hickson coming the opposite way, looking for Butler incomplete. John Hickey was there on the coverage. Stops the clock with about 1:54 to go in the half. Critical for URI to get something out of this drive, Steve, or no?
They've got to get some points on the board right now, and going into the locker room, it would be certainly a big lift.
Hickson again looking to throw, wants to come to Apgar, a nice catch, and then he dropped it, incomplete. Timing pattern as Hickson had made the pass, Apgar turned around and it was there.
BU comes with a blitz. Chris stands in there tall, gets the ball off nicely, gets another hit, and that's the catch Bobby should have had.
Lost it when he was trying to put it away.
Yeah.
Chris Helen has not been far from Bobby Apgar all afternoon. Butler now wide to the top of the screen, Apgar to the bottom. Here comes Butler in motion. Hickson looking, finding Butler again over the middle. Same play, didn't work for much. Gets it down on maybe the 39-yard line. Andrew Brennan able to make the stop. And URI is faced with a 4th down. Rhodey looking for the quick kick here. And unable to down it as it goes into the end zone. And so BU gets the ball with 1:21 left to play in the first half, leading 21-10. The Rams coming up dry on that drive. Sports Channel is going to give you a chance to talk to the Celtics on Celtics Roundtable. Celtics Roundtable is a live 2-hour call-in talk show where you can ask your questions of Coach Chris Ford and also some of the Celtic players who will be by. Sherman Douglas, A.C. Earl, and Xavier McDaniel all expected to make appearances. It all begins at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and it's only on Sports Channel. Doherty loses the football and then falls on it on about the 3-yard line. We've got a marker down. Doherty looked like they were going for a big play there, Steve.
It certainly looked like that. The penalty is against BU. Rhode Island declined that, no doubt, and be interesting now with this field position so close to halftime if they don't get into a conservative mode.
Motion on the offense. Penalties declined. Second down.
Tony Garofalo and Kurt Whiting ultimately in there. Penalty against BU has been declined, so it's going to be second and a whole lot, about 26, 27 yards. And BU might think of some way they can run the clock out now. Up the middle, some running room there for Benaglio. Rob DeSalvo in on the stop. And URI is going to use one of their timeouts in hopes of getting the football back here. 50 seconds to go here, first half. 21-10, Terriers. And a program note, Friday night on the Canadian Football League Game of the Week, you can watch as the Edmonton Eskimos take on the British Columbia Lions. Game time is 10 o'clock. That's Friday night, exclusively here on Sports Channel. It's going to be third and about 16 for the Terriers, and Floyd Keith would like to figure a way to get the ball back for a play or two before this first half comes to a close, trailing 21-10 after jumping out to a 7-0 lead in this game. Most folks figured URI a pretty big underdog coming in here this afternoon, and they have not had a lot of luck as the homecoming foe for the BU Terriers.
So this will be an interesting call. When you have a guy like Doherty and still 50 seconds left before the half, if you do pick this first down up, with his ability to score quickly, or BU's ability to score quickly, they're always a threat.
Doherty's going to air it out. Scrambles a little bit, comes back the other way. Doherty still with time, looking downfield, and it's picked off. And URI is going to get it back at the 32-yard line. Doherty with a lot of time and then threw it away.
When you have a quarterback with so much confidence, he's always trying to make plays. I think if he had a chance to do that again, he would throw the ball up in the stands. As you can see, he's just again scrambling for his life. On the run, he throws the ball. I think that was Chris Whiting who made the interception.
Yep. It is Whiting. It was holding against BU, the penalty, which naturally is declined by the Rams. So the sophomore from Hackensack comes up with the interception. And Rhode Island's got 40 seconds or so here, and good field position. The ball at the 32-yard line, a chance to get 7 or get themselves in position to get 3. And they got a pretty good kicker in Thomas.
We have an illegal block in the back. On the offense, the penalty is declined. Pass interception. First down. The dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct. First down.
Well, that makes sense now. Because at first that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but
that's just really poor judgment on BU. And now URI's gotten, we talked about earlier, Mike, the chance to really get the momentum on their side.
Spot is on about the 17-yard line. Dixon, the pitch. Fuller takes it down to about the 14. Pablo Rodriguez in on the stop. And the Rams are going to use a timeout with 31 seconds to play in the half.
Rhode Island's got one timeout left, and they've got plenty of time to throw the ball in the end zone a couple of times before they have to kick a field goal. So it's going to be a series which they can have some confidence in getting plays off.
Sports Gals is the sports talk show that features 3 of Boston's best women's sports analysts. Every Tuesday night, Janet Prensky's Barbara Franzoso and Lisa Coles interview the people who make up the New England sports scene. So catch an hour of tough sports talk with the Sports Gals each week right after Eddie Endelman's Tuesday Night Football. The Rams looking to push it in here from the 14-yard line. Jourdain is back in as the single running back. Hickson looking to throw. Oh, that was dangerous. Butler and Apgar were out there, but that one was kind of thrown up for grabs.
It was. Here Chris takes a 5-step drop. Throws a fade, and it's really hard to tell who he's throwing the ball to. BU's got great coverage over there. I would think the ball is going to be in the end zone this time when they throw the ball, just because they have 27 seconds left with one timeout.
3rd and 7. Pooler, the single setback. They give to Pooler. He's got a little room trying to cut it outside. It disappears quickly. He gets it down to about the 9-yard line.
But what do I know?
Condi and Rodriguez in on the stop. It's 4th and 2, but Rhodey's just going to take the clock down and then use a timeout and try for the field goal here. Cut that a little close, down to 2 seconds.
He did.
You have to be sure the official's paying attention to you. You got to cut it that close. Skip Thomas, the freshman, is going to come in. He already holds the University of Rhode Island record for most field goals in a season. And he adds to that, and hopefully, if you're a Ram fan, will add to it here. 21-10, our score, as this will be the final play of the first half. The Rams hoping to get to the locker room on an up note. Rhode Island's defense has played well. 2 early drives by BU, but since then, Boston University has been stalled a bit. Got some help from penalties and then a great run by Zach Burwell. Got their 3rd touchdown of the afternoon.
And these timeouts are like an eternity for kickers. They just want to get in there and kick the ball.
URI was here and failed on a goal line stand by BU earlier in the quarter, and now they're going to ice the kicker a little bit as Boston University uses a timeout.
Well, that's a great call. It's just something where you play a little mind game with the kicker, and the kicker runs the sideline. The coach tells him not to worry about it, and just the little mind games that are played within the game.
Good crowd has turned out here at BU this afternoon. The Celtics, meanwhile, are gearing up for a new season, and we've got some preseason basketball headed your way. Watch as the Green host Sean Bradley and the Philadelphia 76ers live from the Boston Garden. Pre-game action begins at 7 on Wednesday night, October 27th. NBA is back on Sports Channel. Celtics and 76ers. Good crowd turned out here this afternoon. This was important, I know, to Dan Allen, who was talking before the game. He has worked hard around the BU campus, going to dormitories with his captains and some of his players, trying to build the interest level. The location of the dormitories hurts a little bit here at BU because you literally don't have to get out of your bed to see the game if you position it right.
Those are some unusual posters they have up on their various dorm rooms.
There you can see. You can sit in your dorm room, and you've got one of the better seats in the house. Freshman's kick is good, and URI gets 3 more on the board. Second field goal of the afternoon for Skip Thomas. And so the Rams are hanging tough here at homecoming. We head to the half with the score: Boston University 21 and the Rhode Island Rams 13. Stick around. Halftime activities coming up right after this.
For 74 years, we've never missed a practice. From high school to the pros, Champion is the choice of America's teams.
tough being a fan when your team isn't the home team, especially when I try to find coverage of my favorite team in the local paper. I'm lucky if I can find last week's score. But if you're like me, you'll be happy to know there's one publication that'll make you feel right at home. The Sporting News. You'll love the Sporting News, no matter what team you love, even if it is the home team.
Call this number now and get 4 issues of the Sporting News free. You'll get opinions and analysis, team-by-team reports, and coverage of all the college conferences, plus baseball, basketball, and hockey all year long. Call now and you'll get 4 free issues of the Sporting News. If you like them, you'll get 24 more issues at this great TV price. If not, just mark the bill, cancel, and owe nothing. The 4 issues are yours to keep.
So call now for the Sporting News, the publication that treats every team like the home team.
Call now and you'll get 4 great issues of the Sporting News free. Call 1-800-824-5885.
For the 3rd straight season, Sports Channel proudly presents an exclusive for our baseball fans. Baseball's greatest games, the great moments, the milestones, the magic. On the premiere, it's Game 7 of the 1968 World Series. With the Cardinals and Tigers deadlock, the World Championship was riding on one game. Bob Gibson and Mickey Lolich would duel for glory or defeat. Baseball's greatest games premieres Monday at 7 on Sports Channel.
Halftime activities here at Nickerson Field. Homecoming for the BU Terriers, and they have a 21-13 lead over the Rams of Rhode Island. And earlier, my broadcast partner, Steve Nelson, had a chance to talk with the terrific halfback for this BU club, Zach Burwell.
Zach, it's got to be really gratifying for you being a senior and seeing a team that went from worst to first now. As a senior, can you explain the feeling?
You really can't explain. It's just exciting coming out to practice every week, winning these games. We've been through a lot, our senior class. Last year 3-8. We dedicated ourselves over the summer, and the young guys came in this year and they followed our workout, and we just dedicated. 6-0. We're not satisfied with 6-0. We have a big game this week. Today with Rhode Island. Those guys are a pretty good team, and we just like to take game by game and give our best every game.
This game, Zach, is your homecoming, and during the course of a special season, this becomes a special game.
Exactly. Homecoming, all the alumni come back, they have their stories to tell, and, we want to come back 10 years from now, whatever, and tell our stories. And, a lot of our friends come back, and, it feels good, when the alumni come back who weren't that successful, previous years. They tell us, we're a part of this. This is great. You guys are winning. We're satisfied. You guys keep winning, keep going, and we're in your corner. Feels good.
The Rams coming in and play good defense, and it's going to be, pressure on your offense. Can you get into their defense and what you plan to do offensively against them today?
I don't know about all that, but they do have a very good defense. I think they're 3rd, in the conference, and we're just going to stick with our basic game plan. And I'm sure they're going to try to make us adjust and do different things. But offensive coordinator Coach Toronto, he's a very smart guy. He'll hopefully be able to adjust to what's going on. And I think we come out with a solid game plan and play hard. I think hopefully we can be successful in this game.
Great. Robert Doherty, of course, is a guy who's got a lot of publicity, deserving, and can you explain his input to this offense and the feeling you and the other guys that touch the ball have about Robert?
Rob, he's a great guy. I tease him all the time, try to get him to be more vocal. But he comes in, he's a winner. He has a great attitude, and I'm out there blocking sometimes or running, blocking, and he does some things. I'm just like, wow, he's incredible. His attitude coming in here, he's come from winning programs, and he came in and knew that we struggled a lot, and he's come in, did a lot of, did very well for us, and everyone responds around him. And the publicity that he does get, he's well-deserved because he's a great player.
Zach, a lot of guys make a little fun about your height being 5'9", but don't let them. Barry Sanders is 5'9", and right. Thurman Thomas might be 5'10". So is there a chance that I'm sure you're looking forward to playing on Sundays, and I've heard a lot of great things about you. Do you ever think about that?
Off and on, but I like to just get this season, play this game, take game by game, and after the season, assess everything and see what happens. But that would be a great opportunity if it presented itself. But I said I assess everything after the season, and hopefully after the Yankee Conference Championship.
Great, Zach. Thanks for being with us today, and best of luck. Stay healthy, and here's hoping for an undefeated season.
Thank you.
Zach Burwell, who had himself a fine first half for the BU Terriers. It's 21-13, BU by 8 at halftime, and we'll be back with more of our halftime activities right after these words.
What's happening at Mobile? Let's take a look.
How
Our Super Plus detergent gasoline not only cleans fuel injectors and intake valves,
it also controls deposits in the very heart of your engine. Down here, the cylinders and pistons.
So come down to the Big Red O and drive your engine clean with Mobile Super Plus, the detergent gasoline.
Hey, I used to look like you. But the latest equipment, personal trainer, make you more of a man. See, I had a brother who used to flick me, be breaking, ouch, you know. And anyway, we have a free trial offer. We got a deal.
The 9X Yellow Pages. It's surprising what the ads can tell you.
This book, I can roll in half.
As America rushes off to work,
Make it.
a little girl waits. As we check our watches to see if it's time for lunch,
I'll meet you in 10 minutes.
a little girl waits.
I can't believe it cost that.
As we gripe about the cost of prescriptions, a little girl waits.
Most all of the threats
And as we watch news footage of children by the thousands dying of hunger and disease and think the problem's too big, what can I do? A little girl like this waits and hopes. She hopes that someone like you will realize that even though you can't save the world, you can save one child. It takes just $21 a month through Christian Children's Fund. Please call. CCF is the world's oldest and most respected child sponsorship organization. Call the number on your screen, and we'll send you the picture and story of one child you can sponsor. One child you can save. Welcome back once again, everyone, to Halftime. And joining me is Ed Carpenter, who is the Sports Information Director at Boston University, and a guy who has been a lot more popular this fall than maybe in some falls past. It's a good experience, though, isn't it?
You love being popular this way, Mike. It's fun. We'll keep it going as long as we can.
This has been really a great story over here for BU, and I had a chance to talk with the coach earlier. He's hoping that he said he's been out in the dorms with some of the captains, and he really feels every week more and more the fan interest is growing.
It's been unbelievable, and I think we're going to see today the largest crowd we've had in about a decade. I think that the whole team and the magic of the team has really caught everyone's imagination, students and alumni and fans alike. So it really has been a terrific experience.
And as I said to Dan, it's not like you're beating people 7-3. You guys are fun to watch.
We are fun to watch. I know you've seen us at Holy Cross, and people come away just seeing us once and say, boy, this team is real magical. And I really appreciate having seen them. I know every week Robert Daugherty shows me something I haven't seen before, and the defense is playing terrific as well.
I know, and it's the dream, I guess, of a sports information director to get that. I don't want to put pressure on Robert to say the once-in-a-lifetime player, but certainly the once-in-a-decade player, and he appears to be that.
He's been real special, and the other good thing about him, too, Mike, is that he has done everything I've asked of him. He's been available for interviews, he's been on time for interviews, and he's really handled everything really well. So aside from what he's done on the field and be a dream of an SID that way, he's been a dream off the field as well.
Now, Delaware is the team that, of course, has the higher national ranking, and it's just kind of the luck of the schedule that you guys didn't hitch up this year, right?
Well, it sure is. We're not playing Delaware or William & Mary, and I think with the two divisions, the Mid-Atlantic and the New England division in the conference, it just happened this way. They come back on the schedule in a couple of years, and we'll see what happens. But maybe we'll see them down the road somewhere after the season is over.
Okay, and have you started entertaining those NCAA hopes?
Always have them. Yeah, we're starting to work. Of course, the coach hasn't seen what our plans are for the postseason kit, so we'll make it just a secret between you and me.
Okay. A final question, though. It is great to see BU football get this kind of publicity, and it's hard in a Boston that has a professional football team, professional basketball team, professional hockey team. But I grew up around here, and this is a tribute to you. But I'm reading a lot about BU. I'm seeing it in the Herald. I'm seeing it in the Globe, and that's nice to see.
Well, it is, Mike, and I'll tell you, it really has helped us. Early on, the Red Sox were out of the pennant race. The Patriots were struggling. BC was struggling. The Celtics hadn't started yet. The Bruins hadn't started yet. And our first three games were on Sports Channel. So that it really, if we had scripted at the beginning of the season what we would have liked to have seen, it couldn't have happened any better. And I think genuinely the media wants a good story, and we have, in fact, become a good story. We've gone from worst to first, and I think that the media really appreciates it, and Coach Allen has been absolutely fabulous with his cooperation with the media. So everything is has really worked out well, and hopefully will continue for another few weeks.
Okay, keep writing the script, Ed. It's been a good one so far.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Okay.
Nice to have you with us.
Ed Carpenter, the SID here at BU. We'll be back with more of our halftime in just a minute.
Today, there are hundreds of credit cards, but only one offers Smart Rate, now as low as 14.9%. This same card offers you cashback bonus on every purchase and no annual fee. The name of this amazing card? Discover Card. When it all unfolds, there really isn't a better value. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back.
I can take care of myself in the ring, but in my car, I've got to protect a lot more than just my pretty face. Like George, 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 and George. That's why I trust my brakes to Meineke. They're experts, so I get high quality service at a low price. Heck, with all these Georges, I could use that extra money for food.
Now more than ever, at Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
Before you buy your next car, you could test it like this. Or you can read Consumer Reports. Before you buy your next washer or dryer, you could test it like this. Or you can read Consumer Reports. Consumer Reports tests brand name products every day to tell you which models were worth the money and which were not. And now you can put Consumer Reports to the test with a risk-free trial issue. Consumer Reports gives you independent test results on vehicles, refrigerators, TV, blue jeans, auto insurance, and more. We tell you the brand names and give you the model numbers to help you get better value for your dollar.
Call now for your risk-free trial issue. If you like it, pay just $22 for 11 more issues, 12 in all, plus the 1994 buying guide. Or write cancel on the bill, return it, and owe nothing. You'll also get the 1993 buying guide free with your paid subscription.
Call 1-800-562-1444.
Call now and put us to the test.
Must be a little cool out there on the Charles. It's not too bad here in the press box at Nickerson Field. Mike Gorman along with Steve Nelson. 21-13, our halftime score. An 8-point lead for BU, a team that was heavily favored coming into this game. And URI's, they can hold their head up. They played a good first half.
They're hanging in there, Mike, and they've had some disappointments earlier, but they turned it over on down. So they've got to go in at halftime in the locker room with a pretty good feeling, only 8 points down.
Able to get that field goal at the end of the half. We're going to take a look at some highlights from the first half, and URI really took the steam out of this crowd with your neighbor on the receiving end of this touchdown pass.
Frank the Ice Wagon Marinello right here. He tossed that label out. He catches the ball and outruns the BU defenders for a touchdown. Big play by URI.
Beating Lex Thornton to the end zone, and URI was quickly on the board, 7-0, and still with 12-18 to go in that first quarter. And then BU gets the ball back, and with Doherty leading the offense, great catch here by Jason Andre down the sideline.
Oh, it really is, and again, it's a quarterback gets a lot of the hype, but receivers who make catches like that certainly make an offense.
And then Robert Doherty able to get himself in with the 1-yard touchdown run. Again, this guy can do it with the arm and the feet.
Tremendous runner, and here's a great example. This shedding tacklers for a touchdown.
That little pop in the end zone cost URI 15 yards on the ensuing kickoff. That made it 7-7 with 8:22 still to go in the first. And then Zach Burwell with a 1-yard run made it 14-7 Boston University. We were still in the first quarter at that time. URI then got the ball. Looked like they had a chance to tie the game on a 4th and 1 at the goal line.
Here's a big play. 4th and 1. Hickson decided to throw the ball and sack for a about 9-yard loss, but they had 4 opportunities to get it in from about the 2-yard line and weren't able to do it.
And that was a big play for the BU defense, especially the way it's turned out with the difference just 8 points at the half. Skip Thomas came up with a 34-yard field goal. That made it 14-10 with 6:02 still to play in the first half. And then the guy you talked to at halftime, Zach Burwell, nice run here.
Oh, it's a great run. Zach had a big first half, 80 yards rushing, and here he takes a quick trap. Has a nice hole, but then it's all Zach. He shrugs that tackler off, cuts to the outside, and finds the end zone for the touchdown.
How often you see that one missed tackle, and then all of a sudden it becomes a big play, and Burwell, realizing the touchdown has been signaled, and that made the score at the time 21-10, 3:31 to go. Rhode Island had the ball, couldn't get in, gave it up, then got it back on the turnover, and was able to get themselves 3 points right before the end of the half. That was a field goal again by the freshman Skip Thomas, which would make the score 21-13 as time ran out in that first half. And so, again, you got to feel pretty good, I guess, if you're the University of Rhode Island. You're down 8 to a team that's nationally ranked. How about the other side and Dan Allen? He told us before the game he thought he was having a little trouble getting his team to respect URI. I guess they do now.
Well, I hope so, and I'm sure he's making that point in halftime, Mike. BU's come up with some big plays at crucial times, or this score would be closer. They have shown great ability on offense to move the ball with Doherty, but yet they have come up short on some aspects. Penalties, ill-advised penalties, turnover late in the first half, so they have made mistakes.
All right, let's take a look at the AC Delco halftime stats, and really, you can kind of throw a hat over this thing. You can see total yards, 201 to 177 in favor of BU. Time of possession, Steve, not a whole lot to choose from there.
There isn't. The one telling stat for Rhode Island is their lack of ability to run the football, only 29 yards, and coming off last week when one runner got 154, and we knew BU was set out to stop the running game. They have so far.
The big fear by Dan Allen was he thought that the only way URI could win this game was throwing the football. They've done that part pretty well. 21-13 our halftime score. BU with the 8-point lead. Second half of BU's homecoming when we come back.
Credit cards? Sure, I've got them.
What's your interest rate?
Hey, that's kind of... I pay about 19%.
And do you pay off your balance every month?
Are you kidding?
No.
Only my sister does that.
Mm-hmm.
I carry about $1,600.
So, you pay over $300 a year in interest, plus an annual fee?
I guess I do.
Ever thought of transferring your balance to a card with a better rate?
Oh, please. Plastic is plastic. What's the difference?
Well, if you transfer to a Fleet Visa or MasterCard, you can get a rate of 9.9%.
9.9%?
Mm-hmm.
Until I pay it off?
That's right.
That's about half of what I'm paying now.
And with the Fleet card, there's no annual fee for your first year. To apply, just call 1-800-CALL-FLEET.
9.9% and no annual fee?
Mm-hmm.
I could really save some money this year. Does my sister know about this Fleet card?
I don't think so.
Good. Let's keep it that way.
Fleet Bank. We're here to make a difference.
A big difference.
Mickey Mantle, one of the greatest ball players in history, voted MVP 3 times, a Golden Glove winner, 16-time All-Star player, one of the best switch hitters of all time, and a member of the Hall of Fame. Now, the Hamilton Collection and Sports Impressions, the leading creator of sports memorabilia in America, present Mickey Mantle as the first issue in a new collector's series entitled The Best of Baseball, honoring superstars like Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and other greats. The Mick's triumphant New York Yankee career is captured on a 6.5-inch fine porcelain plate by renowned artist Roger Tannenbaum and officially authorized by Major League Baseball. Each will be limited to a total of 28 firing days and hand-numbered with a matching certificate of authenticity. Adding to its value is the commemorative border and Mantle's official signature boat stamped in 23-karat gold. Our 30-day money-back guarantee assures your complete satisfaction. Quantity is limited. Demand will be strong. Hit your home run by ordering Mickey Mantle today.
21-13 our halftime score. The BU Terriers trying to extend their undefeated season here, and the homecoming crowd behind them. BU team making their way back onto the field. Let's take a look at the New England College football scoreboard. Massachusetts with a 20-14 lead over Delaware. That would be a huge upset if UMass could hold on. They lead 20-14 at the half. Northeastern trailing New Hampshire by a score of 7-0. Northeastern and UMass next week here on Sports Channel. Holy Cross and Bucknell. Bucknell all over the Crusaders. 17-0 at the half. Penn over Brown, 21-6. Also a halftime score. Maine with a 13-7 lead on Connecticut, and Yale rolls along over Columbia by a score of 21-7. We are told Mark Fossey, who is on the left of the three Terriers making their way out to midfield and limping noticeably, is not going to play, we understand, in the second half. So BU will have to go without their outstanding middle linebacker, Mark Fossey, not about to miss this second half, but he is hobbling. Watch him as he comes back here. BU will get the ball to open the second half, and Fossey noticeably limping.
That's got to be a big disappointment, being a senior and enjoying the good times and certainly experiencing bad times, but he'll be out there cheering for his comrades.
82 tackles in 6 games this year, and as I said, was well on his way, and provided he can get back into action next week, will still be well on his way to setting a single-season record for tackles here at Boston University. And again, you hate to say best ever in terms of anything, but those are the terms they are talking about this BU football team. If they go 7-0 today, of course, it'll be the best start ever. There's Zach Burwell, who had himself a fine first half. BU not wanting to talk about anything more than the game at hand, but of course when you're in 1AA, the way the NCAA has things set up, Steve, I mean, you really can be the master of your own fate. You can go to a national championship if you can just keep playing good football.
That's right, Mike, and certainly they had a huge win last week in Richmond, where Richmond was a ranked team, ranked ahead of them, and they went in there and just blew them out of the stadium. So that obviously helped BU's cause, and with 1AA set up with their postseason tournament, BU certainly has to be a strong contender for it.
And Rob Doherty will be a big reason why, if he's able to pull it off, 4th in Division 1AA in total offense. 3 of the top 5 offensive games in Terrier history. He just got here about 2 months ago. At least 1 touchdown pass in every game. BU will get the ball to begin the second half. They will be going into the wind. John May and Jason Andrade, as usual, back deep. And we're underway, second half. Good kick takes May death into the end zone, and he'll stay right there. Kickers love to kick with the wind, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. Skip's done a great job for URI all year.
Send that one to the combine, right? Just send that tape right out. Floyd Keith, in his first year as a head coach at URI, looking to get back to the 500 mark after that heartbreaking loss in double overtime to Maine last week. His club trails 21-13 as we open the second half. Doherty with Myers and Manti wide to the near side. Zach Burwell takes it up the middle, gets to about the 23-yard line. 9 for 13, 98 yards, 1 picked off for Robert Doherty in that first half. Called 2nd and 7. Doherty again is going to throw it. Plenty of time wide open. The middle is Myers, who makes the catch this time and takes it all the way out to the 43-yard line. Rob DeSalvo in on the stop. Carlton Myers dropped one of those in the first half. He didn't this time.
Big catch by Carlton early in the second half. Again, he has great protection. Delivers the ball right over the middle, and big yards for Myers.
Good example, too, there, Steve, of not forgetting a play just because it didn't work first time.
Absolutely.
Henderson has come back in. He's in the slot. That's Andrade wide to the top of the screen. 4 wide receivers for the Terriers. 1st and 10 on their own 42. Doherty wants to throw again. Wants to go deep. Has a man. Overthrows Ron Stevenson. We talked about BU not being a big team. Stevenson kind of typifies that at 5'5" and 150 pounds.
Well, he'd like to have this throwback. Stevenson outran his coverage and has him beat by yards just over his fingertips. One thing Doherty really does nicely, too, is he works the clock. A lot of times the ball's snapping 1 or 2 seconds left on the 25-second clock. He's a real good field general out there, barking out different calls and different adjustments, and really has charge of the game.
Doherty looking for Henderson, comes the other way, completes it to Stevenson, out to about the 49-yard line. Lucian Belanger in the stop.
Again, here's Doherty, sprints low to his left, looks back. Nice soft touch.
Three wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. Now Henderson goes in motion to the top of the screen. Doherty looked at first at him. Now he's going deep. Nobody home, and it's picked off. There was no one within 10 yards as Mark Swistack has got a little running room out here. Pops it out to the 45. Fumbles. And did BU get it back? Yes, they did. Carlton Myers hanging in the play. Man, that's a killer for the Rams. I mean, there's nobody home on this pass at all.
You know, I don't know what he was throwing for, but the Free State Swistack has it.
Yeah.
And makes a nice run. But as you can see, he didn't protect the ball well enough, and that is a huge play, slapping the ball out of his grasp.
Chris Walker. And Myers gets it back, so.
It's a nice play by Myers, being able to stay in bounds while he makes the catch.
Ball will be spotted on the 49-yard line. I'm trying to see who the player is who's down. Unable to pick up the number of the Terrier player on the turf. Now we understand it might be Brian Adams. And he is back on his feet. Defensive tackle. And often when things get wide open like that, people do get hurt.
Brian's another junior college transfer, 6'8", 280.
So it's BU ball, first and 10, ball on the 49-yard line as the Terriers get lucky here to open the second half. Doherty to give to Burwell. URI had that one snuffed out pretty well. Garofolo up quickly to stop Zach Burwell. Maybe a gain of one or a loss of one. Let's look at Tony Garofolo.
Tony's having a big year. He's got 9 sacks coming into today, and here he makes a nice play on the running game. Rhode Island stayed with their 4-3 defense throughout most of the game and hasn't substituted an extra back or an extra DB with the 4 wide receivers, and they've got a lot of confidence in those linebackers being able to help out in the pass coverage.
Call it a loss of one, 2nd and 11. They're already looking to throw again. Looking for Manti, and he's out of bounds. Whiting was there on the coverage, and the Terriers will look at a 3rd and 11. Or just shy of midfield.
Gotta like what Mike Mallory, the defense coordinator for Rhode Island, is doing. You know, mixing up his blitzes and staying with his package of a 4-3 and being successful early.
Big 3rd down play here for the Terriers. Early in this 3rd quarter, they lead 21-13. And URI jumping around on the defensive line. Doherty was trying to change the Casey, the middle linebacker for the Terriers, already out with the sprained ankle. And Doherty down the third down play in trouble, and the pass was partially deflected. Again, it was Garafola who was in there and in there quickly and had a bead on Doherty. Santee got a piece of the pass.
Will Santee's played a lot today. He's a freshman. But here he sees a little screen pass to Burwell. Linebacker Brian Hunte has sniffed it out and was in good position to make the play. And Doherty looks a little rattled early in the second half.
He does. And Zach really wouldn't have had anywhere to go with that football if he caught it. URI's defense, other than the first two possessions by BU, has played very well here this afternoon. URI's going to get pretty good field position out of his punt, too. Gets a little bit of a BU roll and goes down to about the 32-yard line, but that's where Chris Hickson and friends are going to take over as Rob Doherty is talking to the men upstairs as he has had some troubles with the Ram defense, waiting at a couple of delay of game penalties. Unable to find his receivers, and here comes the freshman Chris Hickson, who has had a nice day throwing the ball himself.
This is really an important drive for Rhode Island. Not necessarily scoring points, but just controlling the line of scrimmage and making first downs and getting field position. That doesn't help.
No, that doesn't help at all, as John Coffey was in there all alone and throws Hickson for about a 7-yard loss.
The linebackers from BU are so active, and here's John Coffey just maintains his discipline and makes a good tackle on quarterback.
Cy Butler bringing the play in from the sideline, 2nd and 17. Apgar comes wide to the near side. Butler is wide to the top of the screen. Hickson looking as the tight end Zednick up to about the 43-yard line. The linebacker Andrew Brennan able to stay with him, but Zednick's a big kid.
Oh, he is, Mike, and he's a terrific target. Good athlete, being 6'6", and when he gets matched between one of those DBs who has a 5 or 6 inch advantage in height-wise, it makes it that much easier for a quarterback to spot him and give him the ball.
So from 2nd and 16 to 3rd and 1 for the Rams. And now they're going to measure, and they're going to call the first down. Public address announcer, obviously from BU, had done a 3rd and 1 already.
Well, this is a good start for Rhode Island in the second half, picking up a first down, and now they're back into the swing of things, and down only by 8 points. They've got to feel really good about their chances.
The give is to Jourdain with a lot of running room up the middle, and he takes it down to about the 46-yard line with John May and Pablo Rodriguez are in on the stop, but Francie Jourdain pops one up the middle.
And Jourdain, who had such a big week last week, is just picking off where he left off, and another first down for Rhode Island.
Quick to the hole, isn't
he? He is. You know, all these Rhode Island backs are similar. They're smallish and, not real big backs, but they're very quick, and they read their blocks well, and good, strong runners.
1st and 10, ball on the 46-yard line. And Rhode Island wants a timeout. It was Jourdain who jumped out of his position and called it. That'll be their first of the second half. It comes a little over 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter as Floyd Keith's club has gotten off to a good start defensively, stopping the Terriers, and then offensively here, they have a nice little drive going. Dan Allen, his undefeated record on the line.
It's really all started, Mike, before the first half when Doherty threw the interception and Rhode Island was able to kick a field goal right before half, and now they seem to have kept momentum, had a good defensive series, and now have picked up a couple first downs and are moving the ball.
21 31-13. We're in the third quarter. It is homecoming here at Nickerson Field, and a good crowd has indeed turned out. The near side of the field, right below us, is starting to get in the shade. I'm sure that's getting a little cool down there.